Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Kampala, lived a college student named Nalongo. Unlike many of her peers who dreamt of corporate jobs and city apartments, Nalongo's heart yearned for a simpler life. She envisioned herself working as a veterinarian, caring for animals in a rural village, far from the honking cars and towering buildings. This dream, however, was put on hold when her life took an unexpected turn. Nalongo was a bright young woman, brimming with a zest for life and a thirst for knowledge. Her days were spent attending lectures on biology and zoology, her nights filled with dreams of playful puppies and majestic lions. One fateful evening, while studying at the campus library, Nalongo bumped into a charming stranger named Katumba. With his mysterious aura and captivating smile, Katumba was an enigma. Despite his secrecy, Nalongo found herself drawn to him, and soon they began dating. Their relationship blossomed quickly, fueled by stolen glances across crowded lecture halls and whispered secrets under the cloak of night. Blinded by love, Nalongo ignored the nagging voice in her head questioning Katumba's reluctance to introduce her to his friends or family. One starlit night, under the canopy of a million twinkling stars, their relationship took an intimate turn. But just as quickly as he had entered her life, Katumba vanished without a trace. Confused and heartbroken, Nalongo searched for answers, retracing their steps and clinging to fading memories. Days turned into weeks, with no sign of Katumba. Then, one day, a peculiar message arrived, an ornately carved wooden box delivered by an unknown messenger. Inside, nestled amongst soft silk cloth, lay a worn piece of parchment. It held a chilling message scrawled in Katumba's hurried handwriting. The message revealed a horrifying truth: Katumba had been burdened by an ancient curse, a wicked force he called Omasambwa. The curse, it seemed, was transferable, and in a desperate act of self-preservation, Katumba had passed it on to Nalongo. According to his frantic message, Omasambwa was a shape-shifting entity, able to mimic the appearance of anyone, friend or foe. Invisible to everyone except Nalongo, Omasambwa would relentlessly hunt her down, and if it ever caught her, her fate would be sealed. Fear turned Nalongo's blood to ice. The once vibrant city streets now seemed scary, filled with shadowy figures that could potentially be Omasambwa in disguise. Unable to bear the burden alone, Nalongo confided in her closest friends Mukiza, the tech-savvy prankster, Namazi, the level-headed bookworm, and Waswa, the ever-optimistic athlete. Together, they researched into the dusty shelves of the university library, scouring ancient texts and forgotten legends for any mention of Omasambwa or ways to break the curse. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, they couldn't ignore the terror in Nalongo's eyes and the chilling reality of her situation. Days turned into nights as they pored over weathered scrolls and cryptic symbols. Finally, Namazi stumbled upon a Belither inscription depicting a similar creature, and a ritual involving an offering of sorts. The inscription spoke of a creature vulnerable to immense electrical shock. A spark of hope sparkled in their hearts. With renewed determination, they formulated a daring plan to lure Omasambwa to a remote location and overpower it with a surge of electricity. The shores of Lake Victoria, known for its occasional electrical storms, seemed like the perfect battleground. Their quest led them to a quiet clearing near the lake. Working through the night, they prepared a mechanism worthy of mad scientists. Using an assortment of borrowed appliances, a toaster, a kettle, a hairdryer, and cleverly disguised wires, they created a makeshift electric fence around a large, ancient tree. The plan was to lure Omasambwa near the tree and activate the contraption, shocking the creature into submission. As night fell, a thick blanket of darkness descended upon the clearing. The friends bunched together, their hearts pounding against their ribs like trapped birds. The air crackled with hope, and the distant rumble of thunder added to the strange atmosphere. Suddenly, a twig snapped in the distance. Nolongo's breath hooked. A dark figure emerged from the shadows, its form shifting and warping horrifically. It was Omasambwa. Adrenaline poured through Nolongo's veins. With a shout, she threw a rock in the opposite direction, successfully luring the creature towards the tree. As Omasambwa drew closer, its form morphing into a nightmarish caricature of Waswa, Nolongo's friends flipped a switch hidden in the bushes. A blinding flash of light filled the clearing, followed by a loud crackle. The rigged appliances hummed with expended energy, and Omasambwa's shriek in a terrifying screech that echoed across the night. The monstrous figure trembled, its form flickering and distorting before dissolving into wisps of dark smoke that dissolute into the night air. Relief washed over Nolongo and her friends like a tidal wave. They embraced each other, their bodies trembling with the aftershock of fear and exertion. Slowly, they let go, their faces etched with a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration. They had faced their fears together and emerged victorious. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with streaks of pink and orange, they stood around the smoldering remains of the makeshift electric fence. The once threatening clearing now seemed peaceful, bathed in the golden light of the rising sun. Nolongo knew the nightmare had changed her forever. The innocence she once possessed had been replaced by a newfound strength and resilience. Looking at her friends, their faces etched with newfound respect and admiration, she realized the curse, in a way, had brought them closer. They had faced the darkness together and emerged as a stronger, more united force. Nolongo's dream of becoming a veterinarian in a rural village remained, but now it was colored with a newfound determination. She knew the world held more darkness than she had ever imagined, but she also knew the power of friendship, courage, and a well-placed toaster. The busy city of Kampala seemed a little less frightening now. After all, she had faced down a shape-shifting monster with nothing but a few household appliances and her closest friends. What couldn't they accomplish together?